Hi everyone. In this lecture we will discuss about upgrading Oracle GoldenGate to 19C. In this lecture we will learn how to perform the following. List the recent Oracle GoldenGate releases, describe and implement the procedure of upgrading Oracle GoldenGate from 12C to 19C, and decide on which trail file format release should be used and how to use it. Let's get started. The slide is listing the latest Oracle GoldenGate releases starting from 11G up to 19C, which is the latest release of Oracle GoldenGate at the time of this recording. The latest release number for Oracle GoldenGate 11G is 11.2.1. The latest release number for Oracle GoldenGate 12C is 12.3.0.1. There are a few earlier releases, but the slide is displaying only the latest ones. For Oracle GoldenGate 18C, we've got one release, that is 18.1. Oracle GoldenGate 19C has one release as well, that is 19.1, and this is the product we are concentrating on in this lecture. When we consider upgrading Oracle GoldenGate in a production system, we should first read the release notes document. This document lists the changes that might affect the behavior of Oracle GoldenGate with earlier releases. For example, this document lists the changes on the process behaviors and the changes on the parameters, like changes on their default values, or if any of them becomes deprecated. It also describes any changes that should be made on the database before upgrading GoldenGate. After reading the release notes and deciding to go ahead for upgrading GoldenGate, refer to the Upgrade Reference documentation. Its title is Oracle Fusion Middleware Upgrading Oracle GoldenGate 19C 19.1.0. This document is available on the internet and can easily be obtained by just searching for it. In this lecture, we will discuss the procedure of upgrading GoldenGate from 12C to 19C. However, more steps should be undertaken in the following cases. If character set conversion is being used in the existing system, if the codes are used with object names in the process parameter files, or if the existing configuration includes DDL support. The documentation explains what further we have to do in the mentioned cases. Oracle 19C supports sending trail files or receiving trail files in older versions. For this reason, it is technically possible to upgrade either the source system or the target system only. In some real-life scenarios, you might find yourself considering this option. For example, in some cases, the source system or the target system is not under your control. You send the trail files to a system in a different department or a different entity. However, if you decide to go with this option, the upgrade procedure should slightly be changed. You will learn about the required changes in this lecture. Obtaining the Oracle GoldenGate binary files is easy. Just go to the Oracle eDelivery site. Log into it, find the Oracle GoldenGate product release for the platform and the database that you are interested in, and download the zip file from over there. At the time of this recording, the compressed file for the Oracle GoldenGate 19.1 for Oracle databases on Linux x86-64 is V983658-01. In high level, the upgrade goes through the following steps. First, if the business allows it, stop user DML and DDL operations on the replicated objects. You can avoid this step if you want to. In the second step, stop the GoldenGate processes probably and in correct order. We mean by probably is that you should make sure that all the data is being processed before shutting down the processes. And as you learned in the course, we start with shutting down the extract, then the pump, and finally the replicate processes. The processes should be stopped even if you want to upgrade the source system only or the target system only. After stopping the processes, take backup of the GoldenGate homes in the systems that you want to upgrade. Then upgrade Oracle GoldenGate homes in the systems that you want to upgrade. We can upgrade the existing home. No need to install the new release in a separate home. If DDL support is being used in the GoldenGate configuration, further steps should be taken. Refer to the upgrade documentation to learn about those steps. After that, we need to decide, should we use the trail file format of the new release or should we keep the current trail file format? We will discuss about this point in a separate slide. The decision made at this point determines which options we should use to start the processes. Finally, after the processes are successfully started, allow the application users to resume their operations. Before going to the next slide, I'd like to point out one observation. Instead of stopping the processes before the upgrade and starting them after the upgrade with the correct options, some administrators prefer to delete the processes before the upgrade and recreate them again after the upgrade. Technically speaking, this approach works fine, but personally, I prefer to perform the approach as described in the upgrade documentation, which is similar as the one described in this slide. The slide is demonstrating examples of the proper way of stopping the GoldenGate configuration processes for upgrade purposes. The target of this procedure is to make sure that all the pending data is processed and replicated before stopping the processes. First, in the source system side, you send the log-end command to the extract process. Then you stop the extract and the extract pump processes. Then, on the target system, keep checking the status of the replicate process until it reports that it reached to the status at EOF, which means it finished processing all the received data in the trail files. When the process reaches to that status, stop the replicate process. Then stop the manager processes in the source and in the target systems. Upgrading GG homes is easy and straightforward. You just extract the installation files, run the installer, select the proper options in the installer windows, and that's it. You just extract the installation files, run the installer, select the proper options in the installer windows, and that's it. There are two important points you should be aware of though. First, in the installation details window, you must deselect the checkbox labeled as Start Manager. If you keep this checkbox selected, the installer will remove the current processes. So again, make sure to deselect this checkbox. The second point that I'd like to mention is that you have to run a script called ulg.sql as sysdba after the upgrade is finished. This script converts the existing supplemental log groups to the new format required by the new GoldenGate release. Although the installer doesn't ask you to do so, you have to run this script after the upgrade, and it should not return any error. In Oracle GoldenGate 19c, if you just start the processes after upgrading the software homes, the extract process will produce trail files using the existing trail file format. It doesn't use the format of the upgraded release. If you want to use the trail file format of the upgraded release, you must alter the extract process using the ET rollover option. After you issue this alter command, when you start the extract process, it will produce a new trail file with the upgraded release format. But this is not enough. Further actions should be taken. We will discuss those actions in the next slide. However, if you are not upgrading the target system, you must keep the existing format, because the target system doesn't support reading from a newer version trail file. To check on the format release number of a trail file, open the file with the log_dump utility. Then issue the env command. The env command output will display the file release number. You will perform this action in the practice lecture. The slide is demonstrating the procedure of properly starting the GoldenGate processes after upgrading the source and the target systems, and if we decide to use the trail file format of the upgraded software release. As described in the preceding slide, in the source system, alter the extract using the ET rollover option. This option makes the extract process create a new trail file when it is started. The new file will have the release number of the new Oracle GoldenGate software. This means that only the replicate of the same Oracle GoldenGate release can read from this extract trail file. After altering the extract process, start it. If it successfully starts, it will produce a new trail file with the release number of the upgraded GoldenGate software. The next step is to make the pump process aware about this new file. If you start the pump process straight away, it will read from the last existing trail files. It will not read from the new trail file. To make the pump process read from the new file, use the alter extract command with the extSecNo option. Pass to this option the sequence number of the new produced file and set the extrpa to 0. Then start the pump process. It will read from the new file and produce the trail files in the target system. On the target system side, again, you need to inform the replicate about the new received files. The sequence number of the first new release trail file must be the sequence number of the last trail file in the target system before the upgrade plus 1. Use the alter replicate command to make the replicate process read from the new received file. After that, start the replicate. If everything goes fine, the replication configuration is up and running using the new release format. The slide is demonstrating the procedure of properly starting the GoldenGate processes after upgrading Oracle GoldenGate 12c homes to 19c, and if we decide to use the existing trail file format. On the source system side, nothing special. Just start the extract and the pump processes. The extract will write into the existing files, and to proceed its normal operation. On the target side, in theory, you should only start the replicate process. But when I tested that, for some reason it doesn't proceed to read from the newly received files from the pump extract. I had to alter the replicate process so that it starts reading from the new files. After altering the replicate process, start it. And that's it. It will proceed its normal operation. And that's it for this lecture. In this lecture, you should have learned how to perform the following. List the recent Oracle GoldenGate releases. Describe and implement the procedure of upgrading Oracle GoldenGate from 12c to 19c. And decide on which trail file format release should be used and how to use it. In the next lecture, you will upgrade the course practice environment from 12c to 19c. See you over there. Thank you very much.